Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Matterhorn Matt presents Matterhorn Mondays.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 63 of Matterhorn Mondays. I'm your host, Matterhorn Matt.
And I'm Alex the Historian.
Alex is back, everyone. I'm so happy. Yeah, so we got a very interesting show for you all. Before we get into that, I want to make a few announcements. Let's see. I'm sure you all know by now to join our Discord server. Link is in the description below. We have a lot of great Disney discussions that happen there. And let's see, last one. If for those of you guys who missed it last week, or who missed it on Twitter, or who missed it on the Discord, the meetup in Disneyland will be on December 3rd at 2 p.m. And I guess we just decided same place, lobby of the Grand Californian Hotel. That's fine, I guess. We probably won't end up changing it at the last minute. So yeah, December 3rd at 2 o'clock p.m. If you guys would like to come hang out with Alex and Chris and me, Chris being LMG Vids. Some people don't know that. I feel like I should explain that whenever I say who Chris is. But yeah, Alex, Chris, and I will be there. Lots of other people, hopefully. We'll see. I'm not really sure what the turnout will be this time, but we just want to make sure we can accommodate as many people as possible. Yeah, we'll be meeting in the Grand Californian Hotel lobby just like last time. And we'll actually go into the parks this time, get on a couple rides, so that'll be fun. Yeah, so, but I will be in Disneyland, just in general, December 3rd through the 7th. If any of you guys would like to meet up with me then, or if you can't make it to the meetup, you can still see me in the parks then. But yeah, very exciting stuff. Hopefully everybody who wants to come can make it out, because I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, we don't have any pins or buttons for this time. I think I still have like 3 or 4 buttons left over from the last meetup. So maybe I'll give those out to the first few people who end up showing up there. I think. I'll have to double check. I could be wrong. But we're going to be moving a little bit different pace today, because we have a lot of stuff that we got to be talking about today, because as many of you may know, Destination D, I'm not really sure what Destination D is. All I know is that a lot of stuff was announced regarding Disneyland and the Magic Kingdom, and just Walt Disney World in general. Lots of park announcements, so we're going to be getting into all of those in a bit, or at least all of them up until the point of this recording. I'm sure more stuff will get announced later in a few days, but yeah, so we'll be getting into that. But first, let's get right into this week's news from the Peak.
We now present to you News from the Peak.
Okay, this week's news from the Peak. It was kind of hard deciding how to structure this week's episode, so we decided to put all of the smaller news stories here in News from the Peak, and then we'll get right into everything announced from Destination D after News from the Peak. So our first bit of news that comes from the Peak is Walt Disney World's Space Mountain speed ramp was removed. I'm sure many of you guys have been following the construction regarding the Space Mountain in the Magic Kingdom. The speed ramp was removed, sadly, for all of you fans of the speed ramp. I like the speed ramp. It was nice to not have to walk. You guys know what I mean? Not have to walk out from the ride. You get to just stand. But I'm going to show you guys a couple images here, courtesy of WDW. Yeah, WDW News Today. And links to all of these articles will be in the description below. I know I always forget to put them, but they will be there 100% this time. But yeah, so those are some of the images regarding the new exit for the Magic Kingdom's Space Mountain. The speed ramp removal is actually a big issue with a lot of WDW fans. I know, I like the speed ramp. I guess it was sort of like a cult favorite thing. I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't like the speed ramp, but our second bit of news from the Peak. This is interesting, sort of following along on the saga of the Eastern Gateway slash new hotel that ended up being canceled. Starbucks, the second location of the Starbucks is set to reopen in downtown Disney. This is very juicy news, you guys. This sort of puts the nail in the coffin again on the new hotel that Disney was planning on opening. But I'm sure you guys remember Earl of Sandwich reopening a few months ago in downtown Disney, because all of these businesses were supposed to be closed for the new hotel Disney was planning on building on the on the west edge of the downtown Disney. I think it's the west. I'm pretty sure. Whatever. On the west edge of the downtown Disney district, but that ended up falling through, and the Earl of Sandwich reopened. Now Starbucks is going to reopen. There is no set date to when it will be reopened, but according to a post from the Disney Parks blog, quote, "A second Starbucks location is coming soon to the downtown Disney district across from the Disneyland monorail station." So yeah, that's pretty cool. If you guys, I don't really know why they need two Starbucks locations. I didn't really understand that from the get-go when they made this other one, but I guess...
Oh, I'll tell you.
Oh, please do.
Because some people are coming straight from Paradise Pier Hotel or Disneyland Hotel and straight to the monorail to get to Disneyland. And so if they want to get Starbucks, they'd have to go all the way to, where World of Disney is just to get coffee, and then have to go, and then at that point, there's no point in going back to the monorail. They might as well just keep going and get to the main entrance. So it's more about convenience and about spreading out the busyness. And I want to add that I was the one that predicted this would happen. So I knew that they were going to reopen Starbucks, and I'm actually glad that they are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really much of a coffee person, but I guess if it's more convenient for the hotel people, fine, go ahead, reopen it. Yeah, not really much of a Starbucks. I like their water. They do make good water. So that's a plus for me. But yeah, a Rainforest Cafe has not announced that they're going to be reopening yet. Maybe later down the line they will, but I'm sure you remember a few weeks ago, I think, there was a post about Rainforest Cafe wanting to come back. So I guess we'll find out if that will happen or not. I'm sure something will open to replace ESPN Zone and the Rainforest Cafe eventually, even if it's not the original tenants or if it's not the hotel, because those are prime real estate places down in downtown Disney. But oh gosh, I just opened Photoshop. Oops. Our last bit of AMC Theater, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of weird with the AMC Theater, because what else can you put there besides a movie theater? Unless AMC wants to reopen, I don't think they will. They're probably just going to have to end up tearing down that whole building and just replacing it with something else. But our last bit of news, the Matterhorn reopens with a new reimagined queue, and I am going to cut to some video.
You misspelled reimagined.
Did I misspell reimagined? Reimagined. All right. The butcher strikes again, everybody. Oh goodness. But I'm gonna be showing some footage here from Chris, who's actually in the chat. LMG Vids. I'll just mute it real quick. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I don't want Chris to claim my video. Just kidding. But yeah, so this is the new queue for the Matterhorn. Much needed, in my opinion. I guess in everybody's opinion, much needed for a new queue for the Matterhorn. It'll be nice to check this out when I go down to the parks. But oh yeah, I guess that gets into the actual ride through. We're not going to be watching that. So I guess that's it. That's it for news from the Peak. Let me get all this.
I think it's nice. I'm glad that they redid the queue and they expanded it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm sure everybody is happy that there's a new queue. Wow, this video is so clear and nice. I should sub to them, says Chris. Yes, you guys, you should definitely go check out LMG Vids. Link to his video will be in the description below. It's not currently, but it will be once the actual podcast goes up. But so yeah, let's get into everything that was announced at I keep wanting to call it D23, but it's not. Destination D. let's see. I have these out of order, so that's not good. But now, like I said, I'm not really sure what Destination D is. I guess it's just like a convention, kind of like D23. I don't know. If any of you guys would like to explain that to me in the comments or in the chat, I'd be happy to learn. T Will says die at D23. Okay, that makes some sense. Alright, let's see. For our first bit of breaking news, I guess you could call it. Most of these articles are provided by WDW News Today. And then there's some from the Disney Parks blog. They'll be linked in the description. Like I said, it's a way to make Disney more money. Yes, very good. There is new concept art that was released for the new Star Wars hotel coming to Universal Studio. Not Universal Studios. What is it? What is that park called? Why can't I think of it?
Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Disney's Hollywood. It's just, I don't know what the heck. Okay. Disney's Hollywood Studios. So yeah, not really much to say when it comes to this. Just new pieces of concept art. I have all of these out of order for some reason. So that's one of the pieces of concept art. Let me scroll down a bit. Okay, there we go. There's another piece, and then there's that. I guess that's sort of the lobby or main entrance of the hotel. And there's that, very exciting. There's this, sort of similar to the other piece of concept art that was released. And a couple days ago, I believe there was another article published by, maybe not WDW, another website that said that there will be 67 cabins, or I guess hotel rooms. I guess they're gonna be calling them cabins. I think it was 67. 67. It was 67, because someone in the chat made a joke about if there were two more, then it would be funny. But yeah, so 67 cabins. I guess that sort of gives you an idea of how expensive it will be, because I'm sure this will not be a cheap hotel. Probably cost a big load of cash. But Alex, what are your thoughts on this new concept art released by Disney?
I think it looks really cool. I think I personally won't stay there, but I think it looks really interesting, and it will greatly change the way that people have a hotel experience. I mean, everything from checking into the hotel will be completely different. I mean, because there's literally going to be a pre-show before you enter this thing. It's going to be like literally like stepping into a storyline where you go into space and then go into this starship. And so it's gonna be totally different. It's not just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna walk in, check in, and then go to my room. It's gonna be like this whole rounded experience. So that's gonna be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I probably won't be staying at it either, unless someone in the chat would like to hook me up with a couple rooms. Maybe we can do a review of it.
Only if they get to stay in the same bed as you.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I'm going to quote from this article from WDW News Today. A quote. This quote's from Disney. So this is from Disney himself. Quote, "This groundbreaking experience is unlike any resort experience you've ever seen. From the moment you board your launch pod, it's a fully immersive, multi-day Star Wars adventure aboard a luxury starship complete with high-end dining, space view cabins, and all of the exciting action you would expect from an authentic Star Wars experience." It'd be cool if, what if in the middle of the night, there are, alarms that go off, and you have to, fight off, bad guys with blasters in your hotel room, and they just wake you up every 3 hours. That'd be kind of cool. I'd pay to do that. Anyways, moving on to our second bit of news coming out of Destination D. I got a $50 mat. I got a $50 mat. We can make a pool. Everybody can pool their cash together for one room at the hotel, and then all 10 of us, or 7 people watching, all 7 of us can all stay in the same room. Let's see. Our second bit of news. The Disney released the names of the ride What am I saying? Disney released the names of the rides that are going to be opening in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Let's see. The Millennium Falcon attraction will be called Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and will feature Hondo, I cannot pronounce this Star Wars name, Hondo Ohnaka, and Chewbacca. Yeah. And the Battle Escape attraction will be called Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, where guests can join an epic battle between the First Order and the Resistance, including a face-off with Kylo Ren himself. So that's pretty cool. Disney also released 2, I guess, sort of like promo videos to go along with each of the rides. So this is I'm not going to be playing the audio from this. I don't want to get copyright struck. But this is the audio, or this is the Rise of the Resistance. Let's take a look at this. A long time in a galaxy far away. I guess I can just skip through. It's not really much to see. It's just showcasing the sort of show building with all the props set up. I don't know if this is actually built already in the parks, or if this is from like a separate like warehouse where they just set it all up. But so yeah, kind of cool. Oh, there they are. There's the Resistance. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. What does that say? Live your Star Wars adventure at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Very cool, guys. Now moving on to the Millennium Falcon. What is this one called? They really bad names. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna skip through to see you guys. It's basically just showing the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. What? Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Preparing to launch. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Okay. If I can get off of this page. There we go. If I can get back. Okay. For all of you Star Wars fans who are excited for Galaxy's Edge, that's pretty cool. I guess, I don't know. I'm not really much of a fan of the names. The Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys will enjoy it, but Alex, what are your thoughts on the new names for the Star Wars attractions in Galaxy's Edge?
They're I don't know. They're kind of like I can't even think of the word. Like I guess the closest thing is kind of like cheesy or corny, you know, like it's, I don't know, it seems like, oh, it wants to sound really cool, but then it kind of falls, you know, flat. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that's why I think of the name. But yeah.
I think someone else also revealed that the way that people are going to be able to interact with a lot of the interactive elements in Galaxy's Edge was that you're going to have to use the Disney Parks Play, is that what it's called? The Disney Parks Play app on your phone. So I don't know how I feel about that, having to use a phone to sort of...
Wait, use the Play app for what?
I can't remember the words that they used. I think it was to like sort of access a lot of the interactive elements in the land. I should have it's on it. I think I retweeted it on my Twitter if you guys would like to look at that. But I think it's to sort of, yeah, just to interact with the land. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about having to use your phone to immerse yourself in a land. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be great. Disney's good at this kind of stuff, probably. But let's move on to... This is one I'm excited for. I'm sure you guys remember us talking about all of the new Marvel Land details. There is new concept art for the new Spider-Man attraction, the yet-to-be-named Spider-Man attraction coming to the Marvel Land in California Adventure. It looks cool. I think it looks... I mean... depending on what ride they put into it, it looks cool. Let's see, the Spider-Man ride will reside in the former theater building for It's Tough to Be a Bug, scene rethemed on the left side above the art. I guess that's this. This part is the theater? I don't really know. Disney has yet to fully confirm or announce this particular attraction, but rumor has it guests will be able to Guests will be able to sling some web. Sling some web. That's... Guests will be able to sling some web. That sounds weird. That's like, okay. Guests will be able to sling some web along with Spidey come 2020.
It kind of like hits the ear wrong. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I don't know.
hey, want to go sling some web?
Exactly. I don't know why they chose to word it like that. But I like this concept art. It looks cool. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure it'll be great. I kind of like the look, but it will ruin the areas around it, says Mateo. Spiderway Midway.
I agree with Mateo because, I mean, when you're standing at the entrance to Cars Land over by, like, even when you're, like, at Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, you'll see that giant building from there. I mean, I don't see how you can't. It's huge. You can already see the Bugs building from there, so it's like, I don't see how you... Anyway, so... it's going to be like really like impeding on sightlines, you know?
Yeah, and at least when it was a Bugs Land, it sort of blended in and kind of maybe in the background if you didn't really know what you were looking at with Cars Land. But this is going to stick out because look at all those neon lights, all the cool lighting effects. Let's see, who asked? Someone asked what the ride system. T-Will asked what ride system it's going to use. I don't know. There's been conflicting rumors. Of course, there was the one where we talked about a few weeks ago of, I think it was like, was it like a Midway Mania-esque sort of attraction, or it was more kind of like a mix between Midway Mania and the Buzz Lightyear Astro Blast. I think it was like a sort of mix between the two. And then there's the patents that were filed a year ago, I think, of sort of like the swinging... I don't know how to explain it. Like a roller coaster, but it simulates you swinging. So that could be for the Spider-Man attraction, but it could also be for something completely different. We'll see. Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago. I'll be very upset if Disney makes like a Spider-Man ride where you have to wear 3D glasses to like Midway Mania to actually ride the ride. I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, so Alex, I guess you already said your thoughts on the concept art, but what are your lasting opinions on the concept art for the Spider-Man attraction? I'm trying to find a way.
I know
to
you already
phrase it
said what are
differently.
your thoughts, but can you tell us what your thoughts are? Well, actually, there was more I wanted to say, which was like, okay, I haven't been following the new Marvel movies lately, you know, at least not since I saw like the first Thor movie. I saw only that first one with Natalie Portman, and then I didn't see any others. So I don't really know, like, if this architecture for this new ride, if that matches the movies or not, because I don't really know. It seemed to me that the movies take place in like real looking cities and places. You know, that's as far as I know. So I mean, I don't know. Someone can tell me more about it, but it doesn't seem to me like the architecture really makes sense with what it is. I don't know. Does it to you? Do you know what? I don't know.
It's weird because there's no real architecture style you can base Marvel on, because like you said, it takes place in like a modern day, like if these superheroes actually existed in like our real world today. So you can't really just like build something specific really to each movie unless it's like Guardians of the Galaxy or maybe Thor. So with Spider-Man, I guess they're sort of you can see sort of on the left side it says Stark. I can't really make out Industries. It could say I can't really make out what it could. Yeah, it could say Industries. But so yeah, I guess it's sort of, I don't really know what they're going for. I guess we talked about a couple weeks ago that it was going to be like a campus sort of, I guess like a college campus. I don't know.
Or like a superhero campus.
Yeah, like a super, whatever that means. That's really vague. It could mean anything. Kenton says Tony Stark designs it. Probably. I guess that's really how a lot of these are gonna be. Like, I guess Tony designs all the build. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this concept art sort of matches the other only other piece of concept art that we have for the Marvel Land in California. So I guess it's sort of fitting the theme. Where you go to school, I don't think it's going to be like a school campus. I think it'll be like a place where like all the Avengers and whatever come to like hang out, maybe grab a beer at the microbrewery starring Ant-Man. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really know what this is going to look like, but I guess...
I'm still going to hate that giant beer can.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate that.
Yeah, I mean, they should have just kept Bugs Land if they were going to make a giant beer can.
Honestly, I think that would have fit even better. You know, like imagine all the friggin' bugs getting wasted off the giant beer can that someone left outside.
That would be. I would pay to see Flick getting like hammered with like the Avengers. That'd be kind of cool. Some guy says, as long as we make it vaguely futuristic architecture, and also, oh no, I pressed send too early. He didn't get to finish his thought. As long as we make it vaguely futuristic. I guess that's the point you could take from his comment. That's true. I mean, it sort of looks like futuristic. I don't know. It is the training campus for young superheroes. That'd be cool. I guess it would fit like that. Training campus for the younger Avengers, like Spider-Man. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to mention, I don't know if you guys heard, very sad news this past week on the Monday of all days. Stan Lee passed away. Very sad. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, big F in chat for Stan Lee, you guys. Hopefully he'll cameo in our hearts forever, not just the Marvel movies. Let's see. As long as we make vaguely futuristic architecture and slap Stark on the front of the buildings, no guests will complain about the immersion. That's true. Yes, exactly. I totally agree. Let's see. But moving on to, yeah, that's it for the Spider-Man concept art. I'm very excited for this. I was sort of put off when we read the rumors about like the Midway Mania-esque Spider-Man ride, but I'm digging the way this looks. Just personally, I like the way this looks, so I'm excited for it. Moving on to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I'm sure all of you remember, big announcement was promised regarding Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway in Disneyland. Well, that unfortunately did not end up happening yet. Maybe that'll happen tomorrow. I don't know. But the new news we have about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, besides the new logo, I think it's a new logo. It looks new to me. But not really much is known about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Even today, there wasn't that much announced. But Bob Chapek did announce to everybody that the ride is expected to open sometime in fall 2019. Not a set date. Sometime in fall 2019. Yeah, that's it.
Let's clarify, that's at Walt Disney World.
Yes, at Walt Disney World. Thank you. No announcements for Toontown in Disneyland yet. We'll see. I don't really think that's going to end up happening. Maybe it would. I don't know. We talked about that a couple weeks ago already. But yeah, so that's the only announcement. No new concept art, I don't believe, for the Runaway Railway. But I guess they might be saving that for tomorrow. Is there like I don't even know if this is like a multiple day thing, because tomorrow is Mickey's birthday, right? I'm pretty sure. I think I have it set in my calendar.
Yeah,
birthday.
Tomorrow's Mickey's.
Yeah, okay. I have it set in my calendar for Mickey Rat's birthday, because that was, for some reason Google wouldn't pick up Mickey Mouse. I had to say Mickey Rat. So I apologize, Mickey Mouse, if you're listening. But yeah, maybe they're saving the new announcement for tomorrow on his birthday. Destination D started yesterday. Did it? You guys know I don't know anything about Destination D. But yeah, well, I guess if they end up announcing something tomorrow, maybe I'll edit in something right here. Okay, moving on. A lot of new shows that were announced around the globe, or I guess around the United States, for the new parks. Let's see. I don't know what I'm saying. There is a new Wonderful World of Animation nighttime show coming to Hollywood studios in May of 2019. They describe it as an all-new cinematic nighttime experience, wonderful world of animation that will debut at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This show will use state-of-the-art projection technology to take guests on a magical journey through more than 90 years of Disney animation, all beginning with Mickey himself. This will likely be replacing Movie Magic, which debuts later on in 2019. Wait, this will likely be replacing Movie Magic when it debuts. Oh, wait, okay. That makes sense. Mainly in Florida. Yeah, a lot of new shows released or announced for Florida, but this looks, I mean, you can't really make out how good it will be from just the concept art, especially at concept art this vague. It has Mickey Mouse, of course, center stage, surrounded by, I see Coco, I see Wreck-It Ralph, I see Big Hero 6, I see Snow White, Ariel, I see the Incredibles, that's what they're called.
I see Hades.
Hades?
Yeah, all the way on the right.
Oh yeah, I see Hades too. Right, what is this? Oh, it's that up? No, that's not. I don't know what this is down here. But there's Hades, and then... What is that in the... I can't make out what that is in the corner. But, Beauty and the Beast up there. Frozen, of course, you gotta have Frozen. Cars, Zootopia, all of your favorite Disney animated movies, I guess. So this is sort of giving me World of Color vibes for some reason. Which, if it is anything like World of Color, it will probably be decent. So here's hoping that that will be fine. Yeah, so real coming May, voice crack, May 2019. And let's see, moving on to Epcot. Epcot, you guys, I'm sure all of you were just waiting for all those Epcot details, Epcot rumors to be confirmed, but unfortunately, your dreams were crushed because they only announced a new nighttime show to replace Illuminations. Nothing else regarding Epcot. Breaking new Epcot and character-based nighttime shows, so shows, plural. An exciting announcement we've been waiting for regarding the new nighttime shows at Epcot just came out from Destination D. Bob Chapek has started and has shared an update on new permanent shows set to open at Epcot in 2020 as part of the multi-year transformation of Epcot. I'm sure all of you were just waiting to see what would replace Illuminations. Let's see, the new nighttime spectacular called A Celebrate. I guess this is the... Okay, this is two different shows that they're announcing. The first one is A Celebration of Disney Music, which will show how Disney music inspires people around the globe and will feature large floating set pieces, custom-built LED panels. I thought that said kitties. It says kites. Kites.
And kitties in the sky, kitties everywhere.
Now that is something that I would pay money to see. Kites with special effects, choreographed moving fountains, lights, pyrotechnics, and lasers. So I see Coco, and if it has the music from Coco, I will definitely be seeing it because I love the music from Coco. And the second one is called Epcot Forever. In another announcement that will please longtime Epcot fans, there will be a limited time experience. This one's limited time, guys, called Epcot Forever, which will debut in fall 2019 and feature classic Epcot tunes. So, for those of you older Epcot stuff, big fans of that, I'm sure you guys will love Epcot Forever. I guess there's sort of a controversy going around, though, about the new Epcot, about this. Sort of trying to soften the blow, because, of course, we all know Disney is going to completely redo Future World. Take away all of your childhood favorite attractions. They already took away Ellen. Gosh darn it, they will not take away Mission... What is the one in the globe? Mission Space? No. I can't remember anything right now, guys.
That's Spaceship Earth.
Spaceship Earth! There it is. Which was rumored to be replaced by a roller coaster a while ago. I think those rumors fizzled out, though. But I don't really know how... I don't really know how well this Epcot Forever show is going to go over with people. Sure, it'll be nostalgic. Sure, there will be tears that will be shed. But overall, Epcot's going to be changing a lot in the next couple years. So yeah, like I said, sort of a conspiracy. Let me know how you guys feel about this new Epcot Forever show. I'm sure the music one, Celebration of Disney Music, I'm sure that one will be fine, because Disney releases a lot of great music with their movies. But Alex, what are your thoughts on the 2 new shows released or being announced for Epcot?
It sounds pretty fun. You know, I guess there's not too much detail as to what scenes and stuff like that are going to be featured in the show, so it's hard for me to figure out if it's something that I would watch or not. But I think if I were at Epcot and then the show was playing, I think I would stop to see it and you know, and try to take it in and enjoy it. So, because if it's anything like what Illuminations was or whatnot, then I think it'd be pretty fun.
Now, this is interesting, I think, because I don't think they've announced a permanent replacement for Illuminations. I think these are just placeholder shows until they have come up with something to officially replace Illuminations. Let's see, because they say the Epcot Forever will be a limited time experience. They don't say anything about a celebration of Disney music, which is, I'm not a fan of that name. It's long name. They've not said whether that will be permanent or not. It might be, I don't really know. But yeah, according to WDW News Today, this will replace, as we reported earlier, this will replace Illuminations, Reflections of Earth until the new Nighttime Spectacular debuts. So, not really sure. T-Will is saying the Disney Song Show looks to be the replacement. Probably, most likely. They don't say when these will be debuting. They say, breaking new Epcot and character-based nighttime shows will replace Illuminations in 2019 and 2020. So I guess, I don't know. What I'm getting from this is that 2019 will be the Disney Music one, and then that will be replaced in 2020 by the Epcot Forever one. But who knows how long that one will go on for and what they'll bring back after that. So, excuse me. Very interesting. Jeremy says, Epcot Forever sounds great. I just don't understand why it wouldn't have been produced for the 35th anniversary. This literally sounds like a goodbye show. Yeah. Excuse me. T-Will says to flip them. Oh, okay, yeah. I misread. The Epcot one will be in 2019, and the Celebration of Disney Music will be in 2020. So, yeah, not
Epcot
really.
Forever sounds like such a, I don't know, like a rip-off name from Disneyland Forever.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense why they wouldn't save it for the 35th anniversary, like Jeremy said. But I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Maybe they'll come up with another nighttime spectacular that will honor Epcot even more in time for the 35th anniversary. But we'll see. We'll see. Our next bit. Speaking of reflections, oh, that's the concept art for the Disney music. Forgot to switch to that. Speaking of reflections, I'm sure all of you remember the new resort that is going to be built on the old River Country area in the Magic Kingdom. That is set to be called Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge. So we're getting into this kind of the news, guys. Not much big stuff. Not many more what am I saying? Not many more big announcements regarding the parks. It's just the hotels left. I think we have a few more. That's okay. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically it. It will be called Reflections, a Disney Lakeside Lodge. So I guess that's fine. Reflections, it's a fine name. I'm sure it will be an amazing resort. Yeah, that's it for that. Disney really stinks at naming things these days. Yeah, they do. Yeah, we can get into that. We can talk about that for a while. But this is finally some Disneyland news. All of that was just for the Magic Kingdom and for Epcot. Finally, some Disneyland news. This is for Mickey's 90th. 90th? 90th. I'm just going to say 90th. This is for Mickey's birthday. New Mickey Mouse offerings at Disneyland Park. The festives, this is from the Disney Parks blog. I'm going to be quoting from that. The festives will continue at the Disneyland Resort with Get Your Ears On, a Mickey and Minnie celebration, which will feature new entertainment, food, and merchandise. I guess that's like the name of the overall event, I guess? I don't know. On January 18th, Mickey's Mix Magic will light up the night at Disneyland Park with all new music, projections, and lasers that set the scene for an epic dance party, guys. That will set the scene for an epic dance party that takes over almost the entire park. The party will get even bigger when the fan favorite Mickey's Sensational Parade returns to the resort in January of 2019, featuring a new float with Mickey himself, who will lead the celebration down Main Street, USA. So, lots of lasers, guys.
When will this happen?
Let's see. Starting in January. So I guess not in time for Mickey's birthday? That's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't have this ready for...
after.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't have this ready for his birthday. Interesting, to say the least. Mickey's Mix Magic. It's going to light up the night, guys, at Disneyland Park with lots of projections and lasers. That's what they want to get into your head. That's what they want to make sure you see most. I'm going to scroll through the concept art here. So those are the two pieces of concept art. Oops. Can't really tell what is going to be happening. But Alex, what are your thoughts on the new Mickey's Mix Magic? And I guess the overall Mickey's celebration, what is it called? Get Your Ears On, a Mickey and Minnie celebration. Yeah.
Oh God, this is where like the more insulting me comes out. Are you okay?
I was choking on water because I was laughing. Oh goodness.
So anyway, so this dance party just makes me want to puke. You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember at DCA the Electronica? Do you remember that dance party that they had?
No, I don't.
This was to like, okay, this was back before. Okay, this was like when DCA was being turned into like the DCA 2.0. So this was during construction, and I'd say the year would be like 2011, and it was like over by where Monsters Inc. ride was. They had this huge stage.
Yeah.
Okay, and there they had a dance party that was themed to Tron. And everything was like Tron themed in the area, and you could get like Tron themed drinks and stuff. It was like during the nighttime, all the lights came on and it looked kind of like crazy weird, but like during the daytime, it looked terribly awful. And anyway, and the worst part was like it would get wild. It would just get wild. I hate Disney dance parties. They get so wild, and like people do crazy things. Women take off their shirts and men start, well, anyway. So yeah, it's just like
interesting.
It's it's terrible. And not to mention, like Mateo just said, like the music is like noisy garbage. It's just I can't stand dance parties. It's just, especially one that's going to be on Walt Disney's Main Street, USA. That's just like, no, like, you know, like that's just yeah.
It looks like a rave, and I don't want to go to Disneyland to go to a rave. I'm here to cry at my favorite Disney movies. Gosh darn it, I'm not here to dance to all this EDM music. I don't know what kind of music they could be playing. Classic, but from the looks of the concept art and from how they're selling it to us, it looks like a rave with like a bunch of, you know, like DJs, like a DJ like in the drawbridge of Cinderella or of Sleeping Beauty's castle, like DJing the party. I don't like that. Yeah, not a big.
You want to know
fan.
Another very infamous show that they had, and it was also at DCA, right in the same place as the electronica dance party.
Mm-hmm.
It was there, I'd like to say, in 2009, and it was short lasting because people thought it was so offensive. But it was basically like a really cheesy Disney-fied like gangster rap dance party kind of thing. And
no.
like what happened was like all these dancers came out and they would do like what do they call that where two rappers are like battling each other?
Like a rap battle?
Oh. Anyway, so they would do stuff like that, and then but the horrible thing was they would take like classic Disney music and turn it into rap.
Oh.
And like
no.
I'd say the worst song out of that whole show was when they took the original Uncle Remus Zippity Doo-Dah and then like did it into like a weird like remix rap. And then like what happened was Mickey would suddenly jump out on stage and he'd be in his normal like suit with the red pants and the and thing, but then all the like kids on stage, like the performing kids, I call them kids because they were dressed like teenagers, which was the point, and they would be like, they were making fun of Mickey's classic look. And so what they did was they grabbed his clothes and tore them off, and beneath his suit was like this jumpsuit, like this rap like gangster Disney-fied jumpsuit. It was the most horrible show ever made by Disney. And
wait, what was it called again? I need to look this up.
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. If someone in the comment section remembers, or in the chat, I mean, if someone remembers the name of that show, let us know, because I forgot what it was called, but it was in DCA, and it was behind the Schmoozies cafe place, and I don't even remember what it was. Like, I don't know. You could probably maybe I'll just Google this one. Here, why don't you do some talking and I'll Google.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So let's see. Let's get to the chat, because a lot of people are very negative towards this, for the right reasons. Let's see. I do not want an epic dance party. That is not Disney. That is not Disney at all, says Mateo. I agree. It's because they have to do all the Christmas stuff. I guess that's true, but I mean, why would you celebrate Mickey's birthday like 2 months after the fact? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'd like it. I mean, I'm gonna miss it. That's what I'm upset about. Because it's gonna be starting in January, and I'm not gonna be there in January. So, it looks like an electronic music festival. Yeah, the 90s are back, says Kenton. Yeah, the dance party show looks like it sucks. This is giving me Eisner vibes. Mickey's Techno Dance Party. Let's see. I've never personally. I know that place that Alex is talking about. And I remember they used to have the Mad Tea Party dance club thing there. I never went just because I knew that it wasn't really my thing, and I knew it would be lame. But I wish I would have gone just to see how incredibly awkward it would be to like dance to all this like dubstep music in Disneyland. Or I guess in California Adventure, that's different. But yeah, sad I never got to experience that. This just feels straight up disrespectful, says Skyliner fanboy. Yes, Disney's losing sight of what's Disney these days. I don't know. My 12-year-old son says all of the kids are listening to this cool hip-hop EDM music. So I'm going to make a pitch to Mr. Iger and tell him we should do this for Mickey's birthday. Let's see. This could be one of those blips. This could be one of those blips in Disney park history. I think so, says Jeremy. Jeremy said that. I think it could as well. I don't know. It could be good. Then again, I wasn't a fan of the Pixar Together Forever, I think is what it was called. The Pixar fireworks that they made for Pixar Fest. I wasn't a fan of that, but I mean, judging from this concept art, you guys, this looks epic. I mean, totally epic. Let's see, next at Epcot, the Future Funk Club. Bouncers reserve the right to deny access to party. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not a fan of this at all. Properly in character Mickey would hate this. To say nothing properly in character Mickey would hate this, to say nothing of what Walt would think. I'm getting cramps from all the cringing. I don't go to Disney to be bombarded by trash music. I mean, there is a market for this. Because, you know, there were those, like, 5 or 10 people that would show up to those, like, Mad Tea Party dance things. And to the thing Alex was talking about, too. There were people that showed up to that who were fans of that music, and who also happened to be in California Adventure at the time of that show going on. So, I guess it's just sad to see this being the new nighttime spectacular. Whatever. It's just not gonna be good. Why can't there be a Space Mountain ride? Walt Disney, why can't there be a Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride? Bob Chapek. Very good. No one liked the Pixar fireworks. Yeah, I didn't like it. Okay. Did you happen to find any info on the party thing, Alex?
I might. I think just as you said that, I think I found something. So, let me see.
Bald Chapek.
Okay, no, I found a video that shows the stage where they did it, but it's not the same show.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh wait. Oh, I found it.
Oh, yes. Perfect.
Okay, let me see here. Oh, perfect. And it starts at the scene where they rip off his clothes. Okay, I'll send you the link. And then you go ahead and show it. Like the first like 30 seconds shows where they rip off his clothes, and then and then they start the show. So,
all right, I'm very excited for this.
All right, let's see. For a second there, I thought they totally Disney removed it off of YouTube because it was such a deplorable show. There you go.
Disney Mickey Dance Crew Show, DCA. Oh gosh, I don't want to watch this. All right, let's take a look. Okay, I guess no audio. I don't want to get sued. Maybe just a little bit.
You got it! Drop that beat!
Oh my goodness. It's real!
Check out the cat!
It's real! Yeah! This is awesome! I don't like this. Oh my... Disney Mickey Dance Crew Show, DCA. It has 25 dislikes, guys, and only 12 likes. Let's see what the
It was so
comments say.
offensive. I remember people were just complaining at guest relations constantly about the show. It was horrible.
Jeez. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna link this in chat for all of you guys. There's that. Do with it whatever you may please. Make memes of it. Yeah, definitely make memes of it, everybody. Compare it to this new spectacular that's gonna be at Disneyland. Yeah, you guys can watch that. Oh God. I wish I could have experienced it. That looks like one of those things that would have just totally made me happy with all the cringe. But anyways, moving on. Epcot. Back to Epcot. Disney released the name of the new Ratatouille attraction coming to the France Pavilion. It's going to be called Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Disney is not doing very well when it comes to names, you guys. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I mean, it perfectly describes what the ride is going to be. It's going to be Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. We talked about this attraction, I think, last 2 weeks ago, maybe. About when we talked about our opinions of screen rides, and it was unanimously voted that this was one of the worst screen rides ever conceived by Disney. And I'm really glad this is coming to Epcot, you guys. It's going to bring some new life to the France Pavilion, some much needed life to the France Pavilion. I love Ratatouille. Just kidding. It's been years since I've seen the movie, but I'm sure, I don't know what to think of this attraction. I guess people who like it will like it, and people who don't like it won't like it. So yeah, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. No opening date. Yeah, no opening date set for that. But on to our last couple pieces of news. It only closed in 2012, says Sam. Yikes. That, I wish I could have seen it. I wish. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. More like Wally's Adventure. Yeah. My gosh. Okay, moving on to back to Epcot still. Coming to the France Pavilion at the World Showcase. There will be a brand new Beauty and the Beast sing-along show. I don't really know if it will be a show or not. Created by Don Hahn, producer of the animated and live-action Beauty and the Beast film. This new show will not replace the current Impressions de France, but it will run at different times. So it's a show. Is this one of those 360 things, or is that only in Japan? I don't remember. But anyways, still in Epcot, Canada Pavilion, there will be an update to the current Canada film. Oh Canada, is that what it's called? To the current Oh Canada film. We will have more details on the updated film as they become available at a later date. But yeah, so I think that wraps up. That didn't take too long. I think that wraps up everything that was announced at Destination D up until this point. If you guys would like to link us any other things that we missed down in the comments below, or even in chat if things, I think it's ended for today. But if you guys would like to link us new news stories once the podcast goes public, we'll cover those next week. And yeah, I think, Alex, do you have anything you'd like to say about what did we talk about? About the Ratatouille attraction with the new name?
No.
Okay, because neither did I.
It's like, what is there to say? You know?
Yeah. Let's see. I guess it's gonna wrap up the show, you guys. Alex, do you have any closing things you'd like to say about any of the topics?
There was something, and I felt like oh yeah, there was this one article you showed me, which I thought was kind of cool. I just wanted to say something really quick about it.
Is it the one from the New York Times?
No,
okay, no, you just continue.
Are you holding out on me? Anyway. No, it's the one where they were saying how Disney has invested more money in their parks lately than in like any other part of their company. Like
yes.
If you combine the investment in like Lucasfilm, Marvel, Fox, all that, Disney has spent actually more money in the parks recently. And I thought that was like a really interesting thing, because I have noticed that there's been a lot of developments happening at all the parks around the world, and then when it comes to like a lot of things, like for the most part, Disney is building whole new lands to go into these parks and stuff like that. And I just thought it was like so interesting because the parks division is growing a lot. And I've been telling people like, oh, ever since Cars Land opened at DCA, there's been practically no off season since then.
Yeah.
Like the Disneyland Resort has been so busy every year since 2012. And there's been times where I've doubted myself, like, oh, maybe it's all been that busy or blah blah blah. But then when I saw this article and how like you could see the graph where like the profits and the business shot up from 2013 on, like just skyrocketed. I was like, oh, there's my proof. Like, you know, like before 2012, Disneyland Resort still had manageable crowds, but then they just exploded with, you know, with business and stuff, and now it's just getting like really crazy. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, that was one article that I left out of the news, but yeah, I linked it in chat. It'll be in the description below. It's by the New York Times article. It's also the article that falsely accused a Rock and Roller Coaster of being changed, being rethemed. So if you guys heard any news about the Rock and Roller Coaster in Hollywood Studios being rethemed, that is false. Disney released a statement regarding that, and the New York Times updated their article. But yeah, there is a graph here. I don't think I can... Let me drag it over so you guys can see. Let's get that. There we go. So yeah, there is a graph right here that shows Disney's annual... I need to make like a second, because I can't talk into the thing while looking at it. Okay. Disney released a annual revenue growth and comparing the parks to the media. And as you can see in 2015, it sort of shot downward a lot. I don't know if this is a lot. Business people will know more about this than I do. But the media, for some reason, in 2014 was up to plus 10% from maybe plus... Is that a plus? From maybe plus like 4.8% up to 10%. And then in 2016, it shot down to way below 5%, maybe even like 2.5%. And then, geez, what the heck happened in 2017? It's down to 0% annual revenue growth. But then back in 2018, of course, it's up to almost back up to 5%. And the parks is just surpassing the media when it comes to the revenue growth. 2014 and 15 sort of stayed the same. 16 is when it shot down to around plus 5, and then, geez, 17 and 18 is when it shot up to plus 10. So I don't really know what this all means, but I can sort of infer about what I know. So yeah, I guess Alex is right. The parks are becoming more and more popular. I don't know if that's a good thing. Do you think it's a good thing that more and more people are visiting Disneyland each year?
You know, it's a good and a bad thing, because the good thing about it is, well, the more people that go to the parks, the more money Disney will invest in the long run towards the parks, and especially in new experiences and stuff like that. The problem when having so many people go to the parks is the fact that the parks really have, well, at least the ones in California have really limited space. And so like expanding them is difficult. Not necessarily impossible, just extremely difficult. I mean, for instance, I think you and I were talking once about like how, you know, if they wanted to expand Disneyland, at some point they're going to run into Ball Road at the north, and then they're already running into Harbor Boulevard at the east. So it's like, you know, one of those roads is going to have to move, you know, someday. So
yeah.
It's like, you know, they only have like so much room in the park. And so even right now, it's evidence of the fact that the park is super busy, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge has not even opened yet. And the park is already meeting its capacity almost daily. It's just incredibly busy. I mean, I myself, this past year, have noticed it's busier this year than it was last year. And it's to the point where I don't even really enjoy my much anymore. Going doesn't sound right. I don't even enjoy going that much by myself anymore, because there's like, it's so busy, there's not much, you know, I can do. And the funny thing is about this article actually mentions that, because Bob Chapek, or Bald Chapek, was the one that said that he was the one that said, oh, I forget his exact quote, but to paraphrase what he said, the downside to having the park so busy is it starts to encroach on people's satisfaction. And so I'm like, that, I totally agree with that. My ability to be satisfied with my visit to the park is being compromised because of how busy it is. So, and I know that Disney is saying that, oh, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will add more acreage to the park and it will relieve, the crowd levels. But that's really not true, people. That's really not true, because it will only work. That plan of theirs will only work if they keep the park's maximum capacity where it is currently instead of expanding the capacity. But of course, they're not going to do that. They are going to request that the local fire department evaluate Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and reevaluate the park and come up with a higher estimate of its park capacity, so that way they can fit more people into it. So no, it's not going to relieve the crowd levels in the park. How could it? You're basically just you're basically just adding another. There's a metaphor I heard that if you add another pocket to your pants, you're just going to end up filling that pocket. So, and that's a really great metaphor, because it's true with a lot of things. You add more lanes to a freeway, you get more cars. You add, more buildings to a city, you get more people. It's just, that's how things go. And so yeah, I don't believe that the park is going to be, yeah, I don't think it's going to be easier to get around when Galaxy's Edge opens.
Very amazing insight. Thank you, Alex. I agree.
I'm pretty smart. Yeah.
Jeremy says, I think I read somewhere else that said the growth of the revenue from the graphs that I showed was more due to price increases than attendance increases. Maybe. I don't really know much about this kind of stuff. Mateo said Chapek says that, but he keeps expanding anyways. There's a funny quote here. Mr. Chapek called the overall growth plan enhancement, quote, enhancement on steroids. And they go on to show what sort of new projects are going on underway around the globe with in all the Disney parks. So there's a lot of stuff happening at Epcot, Disney Studios Park in Paris, Hong Kong Disneyland, California Adventure, Hollywood Studios, and then Disneyland with Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, this is a really interesting article if you guys would like to read. Link is in the description below. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff. Goes on to talk about... What did it talk about? But yeah, you guys get the gist of it. It's a New York Times article. Yeah, Tay Cool, you missed everything. We're about to end the show right now. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap up this episode of Matterhorn Mondays. Don't forget Tokyo. Yeah, there's stuff going on in Tokyo as well. But yeah, thank you all for joining us today. Next week, we'll probably have even more stuff to talk about regarding Destination D. We might dive in deeper into this article. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thank you, everyone, for joining us today on this episode of Matterhorn Mondays. We hope you all enjoyed, and we want to hear your thoughts on everything we talked about today, whether it be just really anything regarding the Destination D announcements, or even the what else did we talk about? The Matterhorn queue, the Starbucks that's reopening in downtown Disney, and something else that I can't quite remember. Yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching this episode of Matterhorn Mondays. We hope you all enjoyed, and as always, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.